Maybe
It
we're
would be
gonna
nice to see
see,
something a bit more aggressive.
yeah. So like maybe we'll see something that's a
You're 10
little
seconds
like
out. Plenty of
a
time
little
to
bit more
tell an
aggressive,
announcer you
but
love them if that's what's in your
I
heart.
don't really know. It
5
seems a
seconds.
little bit strange.
What would you like to see, Ricky? In an ideal world, if you were drafting for this team, we talked about
All
this
right, the dial
yesterday.
gets to ban.
Ricky hired as an analyst slash drafter. What's your safe lane carry here on 5RAT?
To be honest, I think DNM is taking Lesh. I think this is safe lane
He's done it
Lesh.
before.
Yeah. I think they might be bluffing the Lesh here and they're going to pick a mid laner last into the Ember Spirit. But Ember, like, Lesh does
10
okay
seconds.
enough against the Ember Spirit. So if Red 2 is comfortable enough playing it, they might just
5
keep it
seconds.
mid. But this does at least allow them to flex a
Radio
little
gets to
bit
ban.
on these last two, on last pick, which is kind of nice. So you can see
I
their
think
carry matchup.
the first game I watched, the first game of Red 2 on 5RAT that I watched, he was on the Leshrac and he got owned like really hard.
Nice. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is
10
like,
seconds.
I'm trying to think what you can pick up that will.
5 seconds.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
go for like a Slark, honestly. It's not a bad Slark game. If the core matchup is okay, you might be able to pick up Slark for 5RAT, but it feels kind of weird having Slark and Ricky on the same team.
hmm Yeah, I'm not
I
sure I like
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Slark is out of the question. To me, whatever hero they're going to pick alongside this Leshrac needs to be able to kind of fight
Fire gets to
early
ban.
on because Leshrac wants to farm a lot, and
Yeah.
they're going to have to wait a lot,
15 seconds.
especially this
Banning
game because
time.
Warlock isn't an active hero and Ricky's only useful at 15 minutes. So whichever hero it is, 5 red picks, mid or safe lane, I'd like to see it be able to create a lot of pressure on the map. So Slark
Well,
and Lifestealer do happen to be banned, so
when
most likely
they
5Rat's
10
response is just going
seconds.
to be a good carry matchup against what Thunder Awaken selects here because they both
Yeah.
want carries.
5
Mhm.
seconds.
when they ran the Leshrac in the mid lane last, it was Naga Siren
Dyer's
alongside
choice.
it, but I think it was like
Give him a second.
the worst
Lot
that
of heroes
5RAT
to
had
choose from.
performed the entire tournament was that game. So
Good Pudge
I'm
ban.
sure it's sticking with them, and they're not going to go with it. I mean, it was a 27-minute game. Red 2 ended 0-8, and DNM was 0-5 at the end of that match.
10
It was not
seconds.
good.
This is
I
not sound
honestly
good.
wouldn't be surprised if they ran back to Terrorblade on Thunder
5
I was
right
seconds.
just
now.
about to say, is it a bad Terrorblade game again? Like it beats the Broodmother and natural BKB builder against the Lesh. Could you go Monkey
Yeah,
King here?
Anti-mage. No, anti-mage
that would
sucks
be
against
cool as
Ricky.
well.
I haven't seen AM in so long. I missed that hero.
He's
Me
bad.
too, man. Me too.
You play it, Yamsun?
In my
Oh,
public matchmaking,
uh, I used
because
to
the
play that
hero
hero ages
sucks.
ago. And going stats on anti-mage, it was a good feeling.
Uh-huh.
1 or
Did
2 points in your Q, 1 point your passive. You max out Blink, same time you get Battle Fury. My farming patterns, those were the days.
Dude, just take me back to the days of level 1 anti-mage jungle. Those were fun.
Yeah, of course you would go to the jungle because you don't want to interact with the other players. They're beating me up, guys. It's not fair. Stop it.
Yeah, they were taking their time on this last pick for Thunder Awaken. I mean, it's got to be the carry. So the question is, like, what do you pick here? I mean, besides the Terrorblade, what are any of the other options?
Yeah, you
Mm,
want good interaction with Brood and something that deals with the Lesh well. So for Lesh, you either get a ranged Scotty buyer like Terrorblade or Sniper, for example. Maybe they could pick Sniper here. Deals well with the Brood and the Leshrac in the
Radiant's up.
lane. Troll Warlord.
It's a little bit of
All
an
right.
interesting one.
It is an interesting one. That's a flavor hero for sure. It's one of my most played heroes, but
I feel like,
I would say it's like a decent against the Broodmother.
yeah,
Nothing crazy.
I feel like this hero like struggles a little bit
10
against
seconds.
the
Just
Ricky,
long enough
but
to regret every
we'll
choice
see
you
how he
made
does.
if you hurry. 5 seconds.
Once you have your BKB, it's really not too bad.
yeah.
So in terms of carry matchups that are left, I mean, you need something that does well into the Mars and beats the Troll.
Let's see what they come up
Is
with.
Drow pickable? Are they go? Dude, I wanted to say Spectre so long ago because it is like the classic Warlock matchup, but it just doesn't seem like an amazing Spectre game, so I don't know.
I'm not crazy about this Spectre here. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure what I would have picked instead, but I don't think it would have been the Spectre. Hell, I wouldn't have even minded like Safe Lane Dawnbreaker. Was Dawnbreaker banned out?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems difficult. Dawnbreaker would have been able to take advantage of having the Warlock inside the lane as well, but at the very least, they're not going to be able to harass the Spectre out of the lane. The Warlock Spectre is a classic.
Yeah, I
just-
definitely like 5RAT's draft this game a lot better than the last one.
Mhm.
They're definitely going to have a bit of a slow start, but once they get the few things online, the Ricky Shard, the Leshrac Bloodstone, and the Spectre Axe, they're going to probably look to be way more aggressive than they were on the map in the last game, and be the ones running at them as opposed to the other way around, the Mars catching people. So hoping for a win here for 5RAT, take it to a 3-game series like we predicted, and make it interesting.
So I'm curious, like, we talked earlier in the draft about how important it is to play around the Ricky 15-minute shard timing. So is Lesh good enough as a hero in terms of playing around that, or do you need something else? Like, or is like, are you worried that, you know, that 15-minute timing is going to kind of be wasted?
I would say Lish is pretty good at dealing with it. Before the 15 minutes, he'll drag a lot of their supports and cores away from the side lanes because he'll want to pressure mid tower with Edict, and so that'll hopefully free up the space for the Brood and the Spectre. And they're just looking to, again, to play for that timing. And once the Ricky does get that shard, it's very nice with Lesh because the Lesh can just has a setup stun from the Sleeping Dart, and then the Spectre can haunt in or Ags in, and the execution is very simple for the side of the Radiant. While on Dire, they have to get their spells off. You know, they have to Arena, good Ice Path, these kind of things. So I would say ease of execution favors 5RAT, as long as they can get through the slow early game, which hopefully the Brood will be able to carry them through.
I'm not so convinced they'll be able to make it through this slow early game. I don't know. Last game I saw the drafts, I thought this would be the first time that 5RAT ended up taking a quick loss. This time, I think the Leshrac is going to struggle too much with what your supports are. Like, Warlock can keep you alive, but doesn't set up anything. Ricky doesn't set up anything for the first 15 minutes of this game. Spectre's going to be kind of doing his own thing at the beginning. Broodmother's going to be off doing his own thing. Like, you need way too much out of these lanes. And you're also assuming that Thunder Awaken doesn't make any moves around the map that are that significant until then, when they have a Tiny and an Ember Spirit. Like, it is very wishful thinking that 5RAT don't lose that much of the map in the first 15.
Also, DNM going a completely different build here, as opposed to like the 6 Mango Spectre builds that we've been seeing. He's opting for more of like the old school build, right? Just rushing that Wraith Bend. So we're not going to... Whether or not he goes for the Blade Mail, I am a little bit curious.
He will. I mean, it is just way too good on this hero to pass up. Plus, like, you're sitting inside things like Macropyre, Dual Breath. Troll World is forced to hit you when he pops his ultimate. He can't move away when you pop the Blade Mail. It's just way too core of an item on Spectre. So, I imagine he built this one up pretty early on. I'm surprised that he's not just massing mangoes. Back when I was at the boot camp with Nouns, my boy Yamsun here would turn on his stream every single day. Eternal Envy stream, sorry. Man was just 8 mangoes on Spectre straight into the Blade Mail afterwards. I don't know why. I think we probably would have played a lot better if Man was like practicing or something, but no, it's just Envy stream up at the end of the day.
Can I say I love Jackie Mao, and I dare to think he might have pioneered the mango thing, although I could be wrong.
He definitely pioneered some crazy Spectre shit. I think at the Summit Online 13, where they ended up winning that tournament. The man just went the exact same Spectre build every game, and they ended up winning.
That was when, like, well, I mean, in general, it was impossible to end early in that patch. So he just went first item, Aghanim Scepter, with after Necrobook.
Good old Jackie Mao.
But
all right, so
go ahead, Neff. It's after you.
I thought you guys saw something in lane. You hesitated for a second there.
No.
Mid lane going decently for Lala at the beginning. Obviously, he's going to be spamming off like Sleight of Fist off a cooldown onto this Leshrac, who is going to struggle to deal with the harass. Does just get his bottle here. 2-minute mark hits. It looked like Excel and Little Nick were almost going to rotate for that the top rune there, stop Red 2 from being able to refill his bottle, but does end up getting it. Little Nick's just struggling here against Excel, but you guys were saying yourself, like Ricky does absolutely nothing for the first 15 minutes of the game. You play for that sleeping dart and smoke cloud.
I mean, there's certain heroes that he can do fine against in lane. Like you can pick up like an Orb of Venom, and he can actually run at certain 5s. But Jakiro is definitely not on the list of those 5s. As Lil Nick might actually be giving up first blood here. He just needs one more auto. He ends up getting the root for good measure, and there it is. Knight grabbing first blood on the troll. Already top CS and now a kill to boot. He's gonna have a great start to this game.
Yep.
Top lane going very well for Thunder. Bot lane pretty even. As we mentioned before, I think the adaptation of the Spectre starting build where he didn't go to Mango is because he has this Warlock. He wants to play to be a bit more aggressive. Has this Wraith Band and wants to body up on the wave, and he is
He's
dead.
under the tower. He's gonna try to TP out of me. Gets out.
Oh man,
That is rough. Dude.
that's a
Man.
bad mistake.
Uh-oh. All right, someone has already bought a Smoke of Deceit and placed it on the ground so he can get back to lane faster.
I mean,
Uh,
Spectre not a notoriously fast hero. I want to point out.
He bought boots and he's got the smoke pop. He's moving to 385, so he'll catch up to this next creep wave at the very least. But in the words of Venomancer, costly.
Very costly.
Yeah, he's gonna be almost a full level behind the Mars.
Yeah, the lane, it's sad because the lane was going pretty even up until that point, but he lost lane control, he got repositioned to their tower, and now it's gonna swing pretty badly. Now this Mars completely free farm 2 waves.
He's over a full level behind. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's real rough. I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to still do a decent amount of harassment damage, but man, that feels good if you're the Mars.
Yep. And wave is pretty close to tower again. DNM is gonna have like PTSD. He's gonna be afraid to get anywhere close to the wave. Oh no! Okay, they couldn't get him that time.
They
they're
did
gonna put
manage
a
to
lot of
find the
damage into
Warlock
him.
though, and he's still gonna take a ton of damage. And 0 points in the Shadow Word too, so they've gone full aggression here.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the deal with this 2 points upheaval? Does he misscale Shadow Word twice? Am I missing something?
I mean, it does decent damage to him now. It stops them from committing too hard and like getting the reposition off. Again, it does do DPS here, so it kind of messes with the Mars a little bit when he levels up the upheaval. But it might have just been like, okay, this is kind of a cope. We don't really need to heal up DNM in this lane. I would rather just put extra points in upheaval. Also, it's very powerful with the Leshrac once team fights actually start. If you can get the upheaval down when like Red 2 is on top of a bunch of different people.
Oh boy, they did it again.
Very quickly.
Michael biding his time
This
here
is
in this
brutal.
bottom lane. Dude, he's just
Yeah,
playing
he's-
so... this is like the classic, like, if you're a Pudge support, you just play, like, in the trees, like, never showing in the lane.
Mhm.
And the moment you forget, he punishes you for it.
I'm curious if this was an adaptation because the Spectre seemed to be under the impression that he was gonna get regen a lot. That's why he didn't buy the mangoes. But after losing 2 waves and giving the Warlock free levels, I'm wondering if the Warlock decided, okay, we got to change this lane somehow. Maybe
We'll go
upheaval can do
upheaval.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
again, it's going to come into play in the mid lane here alongside Leshrac. But Leshrac's got no mana right now. They might make something work, but
Well, I mean, there's your upheaval. The Fatal Bonds is doing work, but Red 2's just dead. All right, Warlock trying
The
to solo
DPS.
these heroes. It's working. It's actually working. Trapping the Ember Spirit. That's the hero that plays around the shard. Okay. I was trying to figure it out. Which hero is it going to be? Turns out it's Warlock.
Dyer's courier has lost its brave battle.
I mean, the shard gives Shadow Word damage. It's not the upheaval
No, I'm
damage.
talking
Upheaval
about
just does
the
damage
Ricky
now.
shard. Like I was kind of joking. Like which hero is going to play around Ricky's like 15-minute timing? It's going to be 4 points upheaval Warlock. That's who it's going to be. You're never getting out of that smoke screen.
I mean, it could work up until. I don't hate it. You're right. I don't hate it. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but it could work.
Speaking of could working, there's an
Yes.
arena available in the bottom lane, and they're just looking for any opening, and it's just forced DNM to leave the lane now.
We'll eventually walk
so
that in.
far, Troll's game still very good. Leshrac and Ember pretty even,
Radiant's middle tower is
and I think that they gotta go full recovery mode on this Spectre. And like I said, 15 minutes for this Riki aggression. Until then, you play safe. Just as I say that, he is dead again.
Yeah, speared out, cut off there by the Jakiro, and another toss as well. DNM will fall there too, Excel. You know, AB1, he's doing some damage. I guess you could say he's doing some damage. There definitely are numbers being dealt, but it's a little underwhelming, I would say, compared to maybe having level 2 Shadow Word to save your Spectre. Meanwhile, Lala getting away from Red 2 here. Nice silence. They're trying to keep him inside that smoke screen, but I don't think he got the damage, Nick. So Lala's going to be just fine.
Red 2 will pop the regen, though, so back up
That is
to
quite
basically
nice.
full HP, and you force TV back to base, Remnant back in on the Ember Spirit, and your teleport's on cooldown. They couldn't look to make a play off of this Ember Spirit not being able to rotate.
Now you're going to probably get forced out of top lane now that Broodmother is level 6. I mean, unless they bring another hero, which if they do, I mean, they might be able to make something happen. But, well, there come the numbers. Lala plus a TP in here from the Tiny. It's going to Blink Strike down to the low ground, but speed's the target that they want. He's just going to go hide in the trees instead, continue to cut the wave. At what point do you bring the Mars back up here, like we did last game?
The Mars game is so good right now that I'm not even sure they want to do that, because in this game, the Troll is actually doing pretty well against this Broodmother.
Yeah,
She's
Troll's
the one who's
top of the
scared
net
instead of the other way around.
Okay.
I want Mars to keep pressuring the Spectre, whose game is very subpar, and I think it'll set Thunder up for very nice early game aggression to be
They're
able
going
to
to
hold
chase
both
speed here.
sidelines.
Oh, down to 20 HP. Lala one's 1 second away from another Remnant charge there. So speed's out.
Death's bounty. Dire is scanning for enemies.
Yeah, forced out in the trees, but he is out for now. We're close to the 10-minute mark, so Tom's be up in a second. Honestly, this favors Thunder Awaken, but we are getting close to the 15-minute mark where Riki feels like he's finally going to be useful. Red 2's maxed out his Diabolic Edict, by the way, so he's able to burn down towers if he can actually get his hands onto them.
Hell of a beating.
Yep, I'm hoping to see the supports play around Red 2 and then hopefully collapse to this Broodmother. I think you got to play pretty tight knit on 5RAT
Oh,
this
no.
game, or else
Maybe
you're
one.
going to lose a lot.
I mean, he did deny the Arcane runes, so that's something at least. Maybe he can get a deny off onto the creep. No, he's got a slight. He's done.
That baby's coming down.
So he is maxing up Evil, man. He is 3 points in there now.
Dire's top tower is really taking a beating.
Only 0 points in Shadow Word.
Top tower just went brick by
What?
brick.
I mean,
What in the morb?
it's super strange too because the shard is what makes this hero go from like being able to not farm to like farming super easily. Like it easily pays for itself, and you have the big AoE heal. But
Yeah.
this is very bizarre.
Radiant's bottom tower is getting obliterated.
And looking at the XP difference between these two teams already, it's pretty far in front for the side of Thunder Awaken. Like both, like AB1 does have level 6 now after the tome, but Lil Nick, level 4.5 here on the
Good look
Riki.
now, but Radiant's bottom tower is getting
It's fine. He doesn't need levels. He just needs Sleeping Dart. He'll be fine eventually.
Surprisingly, only 1k lead on Thunder at this point. I think the Leshrac has done a pretty good job and not, you know, losing his momentum. He's farming pretty well. He's gonna have this Bloodstone pretty early this game. I think a lot is gonna be up to him to be able to bring the spec back into the game, as they're gonna have to look for plays with this Riki shard in a few minutes, and the Leshrac is gonna be a big deal in setting those up.
Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoke.
Well, then are looking to push their advantage for the next 3 minutes here before the Riki finishes off the shard. With this 10-minute catapult, look to take put a lot of damage into the tier 1 mid.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a
Also, Spectre is just going to go straight into what is likely to be the Aghanim Scepter. Does have that Blade of Alacrity. Lala gets another rune denied there by AB1, so nicely done by him.
The AB1 #1 rune deny stats.
And Knight about to have his Battle Fury. Just 12 minutes in after that phase boots already, so he's doing really well for himself.
100 gold away from this. He's gonna farm so quickly after this one's done. And where's Spectre at? Spectre is not going for the blade mail.
That's what I was just saying. Going straight Ags.
Dude, I cannot believe my eyes right now.
I mean,
Is he even going straight Ags? This can't be right.
It has to be. It's either that or he's going Diffusal, which
Jackie Mao would not approve of this.
I don't know. The lane just seems super weird. Like Jens was talking about it earlier. Maybe he thought he was going to get a lot of sustain from the Warlock, and so that's why he didn't go the Mangoes build. But yeah, it is a little strange with what happened in the bottom lane.
I think we can agree the outcome of bottom lane was very atypical, given how good the early few waves were.
Yeah.
So DNM seems to believe that their best way back into this game is to find pickoffs with this Ags, with the Ricky Shard. I like what Thunder were doing, trying to wall the Broodmother away from the top lane as long as possible, but now Troll is clearing stacks and they've completely vacated it and are probably looking to take this mid tower with the freshly picked up Mars Blink.
Dude, battle trancing for stacks, dude. It's always such a good feeling.
And like I said, with the pace of the game, the Blade Mail and the Spectre probably won't make much sense either, because by the time he's ready to fight, the Troll's going to have the BKB and he's just going to press ulti anyways, so he's going to ignore that. It's not particularly effective against the other heroes in the game. 5RAT desperately looking forward to this 15-minute timer for sure.
Another rune yoinked away from the supports of 5RAT. This one, another arcane, goes the way of Lil Nick. So I'm a little bit curious. Like, we have the Blink Dagger on Mars here. I feel like he's got to get active at some point. We have to see him try and make a rotation to kill one of these heroes. And obviously, speed has been on his mind for, you know, the whole day, thinking different ways he could kill the spider. And he will scout him out here.
Spider back in the jar. They see him. Oh, yeah, hate to see
the mark.
Smooth footwork by Speed Dota in the top lane.
Yeah.
There's just a melee creep chilling next to him. Don't know how that got there. Am I crazy? Does anyone else see that?
I do see that one there.
Huh.
He's slacking off, man.
He's a ward. He's the free ward for the Broodmother late game.
That's the guy. He went on a bathroom break and he's just been in there his whole shift. I don't know.
Well, he may be up there for the rest of the game. God bless his soul. Alright, 15 minutes. Big time for 5RAT. They got the Bloodstone on the left track, and they have Haunt all cooldown for the Spectre. They're looking to do anything, now's the time with this Mars Arena off cooldown.
Yeah.
They have the Warlock Golem as well.
They have mech available on the Broodmother too, if they choose to use it. Actually, they have full Guardian Greaves on him. So, I mean, I think they're capable of taking the mid tower with all these timings, hitting at the same moment.
Dude, he 100% takes all the upheaval talents on the Warlock, right? Upheaval radius, extra attack speed for allies, right? Just do it all. Why not?
Alright, let's see this Bloodstone come into play.
Red 2 taking a decent chunk of damage here from that Macro Pyre, but like you said, the Bloodstone trying to heal him up a little bit, but there's the toss back right into the hands of the Troll. The Golem does come down, but Michael's still managing to survive his whole initiation, and there's the arena out from the Mars. Avalanche does come through, pins him against the wall here with the Spirit. Nick will be able to take down the Tiny finally, but a nice slight change in from Lala. AB1 on the bottom side all alone. Will trade for the Jakiro, but they've got the vision on Nick. He has the Spear in one, blink forward, Spear back. And another pick off. Ends up being a pretty good fight for Thunder Awaken. The Speed forced to run away here, and they will grab the mid-tier 1 tower.
Fleshwick a bit impatient there, I think. Should have waited a little bit more for some information, because I think that teamfight could have gone very well for Radiant if they pressed their buttons together well, but they pressed the Warlock Golem after the Lesh died instead of using their stuns together, and as a result, they might not even get this mid tower. We'll see.
I'm surprised that they managed to bring down the last track there. When he got tossed in, I was worried that the Bloodstone heal would just be too much when he's under all those heroes. But I guess he just doesn't have enough armor to be able to survive the Troll Warlord on top of him right now.
And that is super annoying to deal with. There's going to be the dart catching the Ember Spirit and the science that does come through as well. The body block's trying to keep him inside that smoke screen. Is it enough? Lala will fall. Okay. They end up getting 2 return kills into the mid lane. Now Excel trying to get away from here. As there's your dart, baby.
This is a disaster for Thunder Awaken.
Oh, boy.
Thunder getting a bit careless there, not cutting their losses. Accepting that, oh, we got their tier 1 and our troll is farming. No, they decided to defend it and they lose a lot for it because they're going to lose their tower now and a big chunk of map control. This mid tower is very important to be taken away. So now this Riki can go into either direction and look to sleep dart people. And just as I say that, the Spectre is very close to finishing his Ags as well. So I expect to see 5RAT up the pace of the game a lot here.
In fact, the Ags is done.
Very good for them that they've managed to hold off for so long up until now, especially given the Spectre's terrible bot lane. An unfortunate series of events. So props to Red 2 and Speed for holding down the fort.
They just swung like 2,500 gold plus the tower almost. Like that is nuts at 18 minutes into the game. And we'll see Mars like pick up a BKB as his next item, but he's pretty dang far away. And honestly, his game has slowed down quite a bit from where he was earlier. What do you think? Are we going to be seeing... it looks like it is going to be Red 2 and Lil Nick playing close together.
Actually, they opt not to go for that one. They see Leshrac and Riki moving through the river down to the bottom lane underneath that observer ward that Excel placed earlier in the sentry, so they back up. They ping up where the Spectre is sitting instead. They see him move up onto his triangle. But after that last team fight, you know, them getting carried away, feeding a couple of kills even after the fight ended, I think that has them a little bit hesitant to take another team fight until after they get BKB on a few heroes. So Troll Warlord is working on his right now. He's about 1,000 net worth off. Mars as well still needs another, 2,000 gold. No, they'll play more cautious and take fights only that look like amazing opportunities until then. And he's going to die, Little Nick.
Yep.
And there's a splitter follow-up, very easily done. And even Spectre using that good old Shadow Step. A little bit of extra assist gold for him.
This is the annoying part about playing against Riki.
Yeah, I gotta give props to DNM, to be honest, for skipping the Blade Mail. I like their plan a lot here. It's definitely paying off this threat, because now Thunder, look how tightly knit they are together. Troll is pretty much the only hero farming. The Ember has to be scared, because he doesn't have a way to deal with the Sleep Dart and Smoke Screen at the moment. They don't have a single 4-staff done on the side of Thunder.
BKB's finished up now on Leshrac. They get the Arcane Rune as well, so they're more than likely looking to take a fight with us. Yeah, they're smoking up. Troll Warlord is done as BKB. I mean, he could fight into them with the BKB completed. If you carelessly walk into this troll,
he just walks up onto the high ground and Excel in some trouble. They still have the haunt to play with, but the Sleeping Dart will send the troll under, and there's going to be the full haunt. Will he actually jump in here? We'll have to see. Silence up, catching the troll again. He does have that BKB still to play with, and DNM, you have no way of getting into the fight now onto the Spectre. Red 2, they get the stun set up. No, he gets the BKB in time. Battle Trance still an option, but in comes the Mars. The Arena will catch Boomer, but there it is. The Golem as the response, and now DNM on the Spectre finally showing up. Knights, his BKB has expired. They're gonna be able to slow him up. Just try and chase him down here. The Battle Trance finally, the roots onto the Spectre. He's just chunking him, baby, but a spear ends up pushing him a little bit out of range. Knight will fall. They end up trading their cores. There's Lala on the backside, doing what he can here. There is going to be another upheaval. Ends up getting canceled, though. And now the Warlock burning down here will barely survive as they continue to look for more. Mars slowed up. Can try and TP on out. The Split Earth from downtown will catch, though. And the Mars will die as well. Now Michael. Avalanche into the toss, a slide of fist. He's going to live just barely. And Michael now chased down. They're just bleeding on the side of Thunder Awaken.
You can see why Troll is one of the less popular heroes these days. He's got so much net worth, but as soon as this Riki darts him, he's got a BKB in turn with his ulti, or else he's pretty much a dead weight to his team. That engagement even went well with him BKBing the Leshrac stun, and them almost getting a very big arena off, but at the end of the day, it looks like 5RAT's ease of execution just too easy. Shard, Lesh stun into Spectre. That easy. Now the game is going to continue to get harder for this Troll Warlord as his BKB gets lower, and the pressure for him to get a big kill in the team fight goes higher.
The Sleeping Dart is going to be such a big problem for them. They need Lotus Orb because they need to play incredibly tight, and you always need to watch it for where the Riki is, because again, Riki ends up throwing Sleeping Dart on you, Spectre comes in with the Aghanim Scepter, hits you with like, I don't know, eventually he's going to have like a Basher on top of the Mantis style. Like, you're going to take so much pure damage, even with your BKB. And they're just in Roche now. They'll make quick work of this, and I don't think they can fight in.
It was seen, obviously, with the Ward Sentry here, but yeah, it doesn't look like they can actually take the fight. They're just all grouped up. This is the first time I've seen them play the Broodmother in a way that I actually really like, because we've seen it a lot previously where Speed just kind of plays on the opposite side of the map, gets this mech, gets this, or gets the boots, gets the pipe, and then we never really see much usage out of it. But in these last several fights, it has been doing a lot of work.
Okay, you can look. It's kind of funny.
Yep, this Aegis, I'm sure they're looking to claim the tier 2s that are left on the map, get more map control, take the enemy outposts. They're going to play this game very methodically. Riki's going to still keep hunting for people. On the side of Thunder, they're looking forward to the 2 BKBs they're about to get on Mars and Ember to hopefully turn this game around.
But you can't get that guy. He's got way too much HP for Spectre to be able to finish off. Sanj and Yasha completed on the Troll Warlord. There's another awkward thing about this hero. You know, you go for these status resistance items.
Mars just show top.
Easier, but it's not the solution.
Might try to go on mid here. Nothing's gonna happen. They're probably gonna look to open the spot tier 2. The next Edict by Leshrac.
Yeah. Also just got a good D ward on the triangle camps, so now it's that much more difficult for Thunder Awaken. Yeah, they end up just deciding they want to fight instead. I mean, Golem's back up. You still have the BKB and the Aegis here for Red 2. Question is, will they find anything? As they're heading into the enemy triangle, they do have vision of DNM for the moment. He ends up popping the Haunt right at the best possible time, but he's dodging out these heroes one by one. He's safe. He's next to his team. Excel now the one in the danger zone as they just wrap up around him. The Dart will be able to put the Troll Ward to sleep, but he's got that BKB to work with. The arena does come out. It whiffs completely. On the backside of the fight, they're looking for more. Lala able to disengage. Michael might not be so lucky, but they want the Ember.
He's got BKB. He's going to be forced to use it here.
Absolutely. All right, BKB out from the Ember. You lost the Jakiro. Wait, that Remnant, it was super slow. He got Blink Strike the exact moment.
Because Remnant got hit with the 100% slow from the Blink Strike.
Ooh, that is rough.
So it was just moving at like 100 movement speed. It's set to the movement speed you have when you throw the Remnant out, not to what your movement speed is like throughout the duration. So he was just not going anywhere, and he dies. BKB expires. He's forced to pop it, otherwise he gets stuck in the smoke screen, and now he's gone. Oh. Okay, at the very least, the BKB is now done on the Mars. He's going to be able to fight further forward. But
there's a quick shard into the Spectre relocate. So they pick up a little freebie there onto the Jakiro and are now 2k ahead here on the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower is getting obliterated.
Yeah, Knight's going for a Silver Edge now because he wants to just be able to blow up the Spectre. You know, maybe find Warlock on the backside of the team fight, assuming that 5RAT doesn't have rewards up. But this game, for the first time, is now in favor of 5RATFORCESTAFF as far as net worth goes. It's getting very difficult for them.
Yeah, I think for sure if Thunder Awaken want to win a fight, they need to take out the supports on the Radiant. They need to be patient enough to be able to get the jump on them, because otherwise this Riki's just going to keep slowing people, sleeping people, you know, silencing. The Warlock's just going to keep the heals up and the upheaval.
They find speed there with the arena, and that should be a dead Broodmother in a matter of moments. Plenty of fervor stacks, and even Lil Nick on the far side. He trying to save him, but ends up dying in the process.
We don't see Leshrak. He's got 1 minute left on the Aegis. I mean, finding him would be big, but you have to kill him through a BKB and boost of travel as well. I'm pretty sure he can just bots TP. He's got 2900 HP. He's quite tanky.
Head straight up onto the high ground. I'm surprised they do this instead of going the Roche with Troll.
The Aegis on Leshrak.
I'm stupid. Yep, I already knew that.
Okay. They're looking to instead try to find a hero defending the tier 2. They're just fishing for more kills right now. They're hoping that they get like 5 one at a time, because they don't see their ability to fight into them 5v5 right now. And while the Ricky's dead, I mean, this is their best opportunity. They lose a hero that's so good at scouting. But 5 was, yeah, they actually buy a gem on Jakiro, even though they only just got control of the map. This could be dangerous, man.
I think their idea with this gem is to just be able to see if they're on vision and make the Ricky's game as hard as possible to play. Again, you saw last fight they took out the Ricky and the fight was very difficult. And now, all of a sudden...
And it's a beautiful turnaround here. You get the BKB out from the Mars, but there's so much damage coming through here from this Spectre. In comes the Ember Spirit, trying to finish off the Ricky. He will be able to AV onto the backside, just chased down by Knight, and he's still got his whole kit available. He's got that Battle Trance. He's got the BKB. He lets it rip, trying to chase down Red 2. He just needs the Ensnare, and he will finally get it. Nice. The Lesh goes down, and now Speed, the next target they buy back here on Michael. The DNM Spectre not going to be able to escape. A huge win for Thunder Awaken.
Yep, real big props to Knight for being able to target the Warlock in the back there. Like I said, they take out the supports, and all of a sudden 5RAT scores are not as strong as they appear to be, because team fight execution wise, once the supports are dead, Thunder can just press their buttons on the cores and they will die very fast.
Yeah, and while they did lose Jakiro at the beginning of that team fight, he hadn't put the gem on himself yet, so they still have that. And Jakiro passed it to Mars afterwards.
And there's your Silver Edge completed as he queues up the IS Scotty next as well. So and just another item to help him stay on top of these heroes. We could see him up for a Basher later as well.
Tower dies fast.
Tower died very fast. Fervor, much damage. Ooh, all right. Dart catches on the troll, but managed to get the invis off in time. DNM bottom lane just solos Lala. Oh, he had a mind breaker.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it. With the Manta as well.
Yeah, he killed him in a fraction of a second. 2 auto attacks and everything, I think it's just all it takes. So the 2 seconds in the mind breaker is more than enough.
I like this item choice by Lesh. Opts to go for Yules. He sees the thing that's killing him is this BKB ulti by the Troll Warlord. This is the only item that'll really get him out of it. Yeah. I think if they survive the Troll BKB ulti duration, the fight gets significantly easier.
They've caught the Troll. Battle Trance is down, but he does have the BKB. He's going to be forced to just TP on out. Meanwhile, the Ricky not going to be nearly as lucky as the Toss will find the kill. And now, DNM can't find... Dude, they're all going to TP out? No, okay. They do manage to get Excel at the very last moment of his TP, but a good disengage there from Thunder Awaken. Good couple of kills for sure. And they are beelining bot. They want to punish Red 2 for this.
I'm not sure they're going to be able to catch him, though. I mean, he'll try with the Silver Edge. If he gets a first hit root... Any root? Any rooters? You got him.
The BKB. I mean, that's a pretty good force of BKB.
Yeah. That's a cooldown's going to make it more difficult for them to take a fight. I mean, they've managed to catch out these 5RAT heroes again and again, one at a time. This is perfect for them. The Ricky hasn't had the opportunity to move around the map and like throw a dart off onto someone when they have a numbers advantage or it's an even amount in Troll Warlords somewhere else. Instead, it's been Thunder Awaken just playing super aggressive, and 5RAT struggling to keep up with them again. So they've recovered tempo of this game for sure.
Also, almost max duration Roche respawn, literally 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So
yeah, I'm not sure who this favors.
So the Leshek has actually changed his quick buy from a Yules to an Ags into Shiva is also a way of dealing with this troll. I forgot, because you can actually ethereal yourself through your own BKB, I believe.
You can, unless he gets you that nullifier, and then it's really sad.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure when you're magic immune, it doesn't affect Leshrac.
Oh, really? Well, then he has to hold his BKB then.
No, you can ethereal. I'm pretty sure they specifically changed the ag so you could use it during BKB.
Yeah, full disclaimer, I actually don't know how this works.
Yeah.
So I'm just guessing.
I know for a while. Oh man,
I am almost certain. I am almost certain that it works that way.
That it dispels your own nihilism.
Yeah, nihilism doesn't affect you when you're BKB.
Yeah, maybe it definitely does
Well,
allow.
we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
The attack immunity on the caster stops working while spell immune.
What?
Just like you can't be BKB'd and Ghost Sceptered at the same time. You will make the Troll Warlord ethereal though, unless he pops his BKB.
Yeah, the assumption is the troll will be BKB'd when he ultis the Lesh.
Yeah.
So otherwise he'll just be smoke screened probably. Or just get stunned.
So if Leshrac is also BKB'd, then Troll Warlord is just gonna keep hitting him. That's how that one works.
Smoked up here from Thunder Awaken. Well, Nick actually in a pretty good spot here to break this. The gem. Who has the late gem? It's on the Ember Spirit. All right, that's a pretty good hero for it.
Coming out from Thunder, trying to find themselves a kill.
And Ember Spirit jumping on forward. Again, he's on with the gem. Will he run into Nick? He actually just didn't see him for a moment. Scan does come down. But they smoke actually on the side of 5RAT. They're actually thinking of taking a fight themselves. And they'll just back off instead. Because they don't connect onto anything here for Thunder Awaken.
Yeah, and just hanging around the pit. Unfortunately for both, unfortunately for Thunder Awaken, this is going to be a max respawn time. So, 5RAT of
Ooh, Dart's caught the Jakiro. Force Staff will buy him some space, but can he actually get out of here? Macro Pirate down. Red 2 burns him on the other side, but there's the Blink Arena. Comes out, does catch the Broodmother. Stuck inside that macro as well. Speed still able to heal off a lot of this damage. Now the Ricky, he's going to get caught out, and Nick, if he falls, a very big kill there. Well done, a good trade, 1-for-1 on the sports, but he's going to buy back into this game, and now Michael, Force Staff's up to the high ground, but the chase continues with the help of the Spectre. The slow there will be enough to help secure themselves a second kill. Now, that's a dieback timer, if I'm not mistaken. And now, Speed, you are in pretty deep, but still feels fairly safe. As Nihilism's online, he's got the Ags already on Red 2.
Without the Tiny and Jakiro, I mean, numbers advantage on the side of 5RAT, and we are at the max Roche respawn timer now, so he moves into the pit, and they need to decide on Thunder Awaken if they want to try to contest this.
I think they're going to give it up. Tiny has no buyback, so pretty good win for 5RAT. They only get to buy back a Ricky.
The
arena, that fight was a bit questionable. Oh, they're going to go back in.
I don't know how, though, because, yeah, without your Tiny, it's pretty difficult to initiate. They will cast the Jakiro here once again, just set up by the Sleeping Dart, of course, and DNM yoinking the kill.
There's the I've got it completed, yeah. So, game continues to be even.
Oh,
But Red 2 has very little to be afraid of now that he's got the Aegis up, and BKB is available as well.
Dyer's middle tower is taking one hell of a beating.
They're looking, man. Link is unseen.
Avalanche toss, silenced up inside. There's going to be a nice golem dropped as well, but Knight just pops the BKB inside the arena on the backside. He will trap both. I mean, both of these heroes, but Speed able to just kind of run around for now. The Dart just continuing to put Knight to sleep, and they're just going to collapse on him instead. Stuck inside the smoke screen once more.
Red 2 is out of mana. I think they should opposite kill, not one track.
He's still got the ult on Knight. He's going to be forced to use it at any moment, but there's another sleeping dart.
Full mana and BKB.
Oh, boy. He's going to be in some trouble. Yeah, battle trances. He's going to get kited around here by that Broodmother. Nihilism comes out as well, but he gets the Dispel into the Shadow Blade. Is he actually going to get...
Heals enough.
Oh, that's
What?
incredible.
He's out. And they managed to kill... I mean, they lose Spectre, they lose Ricky, they lose Warlock, they lose Illich on the backside of the team fight, but yeah, he heals up enough thanks to the Berserker Rage, then he just Silver Edges away. Just walk away, everybody. Your problems aren't real.
I mean, it ends up being a relatively even trade, but you got Aegis.
I would have liked to see Thunder try to ignore the Leshrac, who had no mana left. I think if they had opted to kill everyone else, then they could have easily killed the Leshrac twice, because the troll can stop him from BKB TPing. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the result isn't terrible. They get the Aegis and the Spectre and the Ricky dieback.
Makes his way, and he's getting closer to this nullifier that he was working on. I still think he gets kited around these team fights, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the very least he doesn't have to deal with Force Staffs, Glimmer Capes, and Nihilism.
Oh, he's
He's
got
that done.
He's got the good old Nullifier queued up. Speed on the backside. Just barely able to dodge out that avalanche, so he'll survive.
Which Bane now found on speed. That'd be a nice item for Troll Warlord to pick up. I mean, Paladin Sword is pretty good as well.
He's also level 25, so he's got his strong dispel.
Maybe give Witchbane to Ember Spirit instead.
So I have Scotty done on DNM as well. So we're seeing like the late game Spectre is still really strong. You have the Golem as well as the Leshrac, which the combo has looked pretty scary so far. But is it enough to actually like stop this like Troll Warlord Ember like Mars lineup? Because these guys have such good team fight.
I mean, it is. I think that Awaken's been outplaying 5RAT in these team fights. Like Yamsun said at the beginning of the game, it's kind of like ease of execution is for 5RAT. They get a little bit too separated, or they get baited and then Troll Warlord gets to walk away, or they don't finish Troll Warlord off in a stunner or some shit like that. Like this
Troll
hero
Warlord actually finished a nullifier now. This is big for the Leshrac kill.
Yep.
Yeah. Timeless Relic found by Knight as well. Really past this one, probably just over the Jakira.
I mean, I think you give it to Mars eventually because he's
I would
got a
like to
sight
see
soon.
Thunder just jump this Leshrac now, to be honest, because they can very easily kill him with this nullifier if he just uses it right away. I think this Brood is a bait. He's too tanky to kill quick enough.
Ooh.
I think you just...
You get Tiny up onto the high ground. Ice Path is going to catch him. They end up just backing out instead. But they've managed to get the Hex here onto the Ember Spirit on the front side. He's going to be forced to BKB. Remnant out to safety. He would love to pick off some of these heroes instead. Just gets himself a D-ward and leaves.
A lot of abilities committed, but Leshrac, despite getting Spirit back, managed to hold onto his BKB in the middle of that one. Ember Spirit, not as lucky.
So that was the Scythe reveal out from the Broodmother as well.
Mm-hmm.
No Haunt now on the side of the Radiant. Maybe Thunder will look to strike back. They still have all their BKBs minus the Ember, but the Ember can just play a little bit more reserved.
Well, you're really close to a Sheepstick on the end of the Mars. It's possible this is what they want to wait for before going for a big jump. Because, again, you just drop like the Nullifier, a stun, Sheepstick onto the Leshrac. I think you just win the team fight off of that. Like, the Blink Hex will make everything so much easier, man.
Knight gonna get hexed. There's gonna be Arena. The Spirit catches too. A great Golem comes through as well, but Knight, he wants to get on top of Red 2. There's the Nullifier and the Battle Trance, and with that, he just chews right through the Lesh, but he gets the Nihilism off the last second. He's gonna be able to survive for now. And now the Spear back out from the Mars. Speed gonna try and lay into him. At Knight, he spent his whole kit. Lala coming back into this fight, but eats a split Earth as well. He's gonna be forced to BKB. Red 2 still surviving this whole time on the Lesh. And a massive win for them as the Hex comes out now. And they end up cleaning 4 heroes.
Yeah, this Trickster Cloak, Shiva's Guard, ends up being enough armor for actually survive the Troll Warlord being on for a little while. So, unable to finish him off, he holds the Nihilism until after the Nullifier expires and he goes down.
The Lash is too tanky to burst, even without a Ghost, and that spells a huge problem for Thunder, who really needs his Troll Warlord to kill someone in his ulti BKB.
Yeah, I mean, the fights are completely different if the Lush dies, right? But,
yeah.
Oh my god.
If you can't kill the Lash, then who does it matter who else you kill? Because this guy will just kill you afterwards.
Nick just finds himself a little gem for fun, and they move themselves over to top lane. You could buy back on the Ember. Your Mars doesn't have Arena for another 15 seconds. It's not looking good here. That will be their last fortification. After that gets forced, they will back on out.
Control TP back to the base. I mean, they need to somehow find this Leshrac, but like you mentioned, he is too tanky right now. I'm not sure what items are going to fix this for him. He's already 6-slotted. But when you're 6-slotted and it doesn't feel like you have enough damage, it is very hard, man. Ember Spirit's not really built for physical damage this game either. He's doing magical. I mean, that was like the ideal situation for Leshrac. He was stuck in the BKB. That's when the Nullifier was dropped on him. He wasn't taking much from Ember Spirit because Ember's just mostly magical. Troll Lord was stunned for part of the duration that the Leshrac was stuck.
I mean, he needs an MKB, like, really badly. He actually can't play the troll without an MKB this game. Like, you're about to have MKB, you're about to have Butterfly done on DNM, and you're dealing with the Trickster's Cloak on the Lesh.
Yeah.
They do get the Scythe here for the Mars. They pass in the gem as well.
5RAT here have secured pretty sizable lead given the circumstances of the game so far. TNM has made a big comeback, now 3rd on the net worth chart. And all of Thunder's eggs are really in the troll basket. Like I said, this guy really has to get cores
could be a big jump
down.
Oh, speed, gonna break the smoke. He gets a nice avalanche off. There's gonna be the haunt as well. If they can bring down the Broodmother first, it's pretty well done, but Red 2 gonna make his entrance known here, holding the BKB. The arena just zone him off as DNM's just gonna chew through the back line. They take down that Jakiro and Knight. He's looking for his opening. He's got no BKB left. He's already spent it. And now, in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna have to drop the Nullifier, yep, into the ult, and tries to just shoot right into the Lesh, but there's your Nihilism. Waits for that to expire, and there you go, Troll's gone.
Yeah, the Nullifier is not lasting very long on him with the Kaya-san completed on the Leshrac. Like, he just waits it off every single time. He doesn't even seem like phased by this, man.
They see Lala. Ooh, we got lucky there. Instead, he just goes right into a Remnant where Speed was waiting with a Hex.
Oh.
And they get another gem.
Now it's up to Thunder to decide if they want to use buybacks to fight this Roche, because I think if they don't, game's going to get quite difficult. But they don't have BKBs, so
This is the Ags Roche.
it might just be dead.
So
this is a very big Roche to give up.
You give this to the Broodmother for sure. Spinner snares are super annoying to fight around.
Yeah, Brood's going to be very happy with this Axe as he just had to buy back his net worth's taking a bit of a...
What? They give it to
drop.
81? No way. Okay, I was like, yo, that'd be a huge grief. Just yoinking the Axe from your Brood. All right. Yep, Spinner Snare, super solid ability.
Remember when the scariest thing you could do was 2 Golem?
It was 4 golems, actually.
Yeah, it was 4.
Oh, yeah. 4 Golem was truly scary.
Technically, you can do
golem.
6 golems. If you take the golem on death and you have an Aegis. Or if you had like Aegis old school Bloodstone, you would just deny yourself and then just come back and summon more golems.
More Golem.
That creep in the top lane is still up there, by the way.
Yeah. It still
He's
is.
seen-
What a
He's
trooper,
seen
man.
some stuff.
Well, top lane of Barracks gonna get brought down here pretty easily thanks to Red 2 on the Lash. He's just sitting nice and confident up front with 4 minutes left on that Aegis. The Spinner Snare making it a little bit more difficult for these heroes to try and find some sort of an entrance to this fight. As he goes for the toss back, but he doesn't actually connect, and now Michael gets forced out save, so he's gonna be okay. But you lose the racks anyway.
2 sets down now on Thunder Awaken, and the 2's actually get a TP home.
Dude, he has the 25 on Broodmother, the Silken Boa, like slow miss chance. Dude. 90% slow and 90% miss chance. What a ridiculously annoying ability to play around. All right, I think he has MKB queued up here on Troll.
Yeah, he's
He's almost has it done.
Oh, he would have finished it right there, but he moves back because Spectre Illusion scared him.
Do you just sell the Battle Fury? Like, I actually don't know what you do.
He's 60 gold away.
Like, I guess
this man's got it.
I mean, you need your Battle Fury to farm, but what item do you give up? Yeah, he just backpacks the Battle Fury.
So I'm not sure the MKB is going to be enough, man.
I mean, it's your best option for sure, but it still definitely might not be enough. 16k lead suddenly for the side of 5RATFORCESTAFF. Obviously, some of that a little bit inflated thanks to the gems as well as the free Aghanim Scepter from the Roshan, but it all adds up. Playing nicely here in the trees. Dart comes out from Nick, gets the silence as well, but they're looking for an Avatos here. Will be able to find that Broodmother, but he's just so tanky, and now Red 2 just still holding his ground there. The Arena almost able to get him, but the Nihilism does come out perfectly once again. There's going to be the drop for the gold. He doesn't get to use anything.
Buyback. That's the game.
No buyback at all. Absolutely. Broodmother speared up once again. Red 2 just, like you said, too big to fail at this point. Another dart set up here onto the Ember Spirit. The Hex to follow. That's a dieback from him. They are too far ahead, and we're going to game 3. GG comes out.
47 minutes, 5RATFORCESTAFF victory. I mean, they made it through the early game. Like you mentioned, Speed and Red 2 carrying them through this rough patch. And you know how hard it was for Spectre at the start? I'd say this is pretty impressive, man. Well-deserved victory here for 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Yep, they successfully weathered the storm. 2 toss back into towers was not enough.
Yeah.
Top
I mean, that's tilting, if nothing else. Like, your mental is kind of broken after that one. Especially like the first one where he tries to TP out and is just forced to walk all the way back from his base into the lane again. But they stalled it out.
Well, as predicted, we are going to a game 3, my friends. Anyone could take it.
It was written in stone. It was etched in before the game even started, before the series started, that we were going to go to 3 games. So here we are. I mean, this was a much better performance from them. I'm going to be curious if Thunder Awaken allow them to slip the Riki through. It definitely just seems like something that 5RAT can play around really well. Nick clearly has a lot of experience with it, as he has dominated every single game he's gotten this hero. But yeah, I think if you ban the Riki, maybe you kind of dismantle that kind of coordination that 5RATFORCESTAFF was able to play around this game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in game 3. We're going to go to one final break, and we'll be back here with the game 3 of Thunder Awaken versus 5RATFORCESTAFF. Everyone stay tuned for that. We'll see you in just a bit.